Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the No Bones Podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Chris. And I'm Rich.
We're here today with the Ginger Fury, Oscar Ownsworth, a man still healing up from an absolute war after being called up at late notice with 2 or 3 weeks' notice for his Bellator debut in Ireland last week. Looking like he had a lot of fun doing it, ruined by some of post-fight pictures, to be fair.
No Bones Podcast.
Welcome, Oscar. Thanks for joining us, and so soon after your last fight, obviously. I think it's safe to say you're a guy who fights with his heart on his sleeve. So, how was it for you? How was the whole Bellator experience, mate?
It were, from turning up, we got an elevator, me and my mate, and Leon Edwards got in an elevator, and we were like, oh my God, Leon Edwards. Yeah, so it was like, from then on, it was like, I don't know, I felt like a bit of a fanboy for everyone, so I didn't want to talk like...
You didn't ask him for a stare down.
Oh, no. He's big in real life, you know. He's a big guy, so
How
like...
you are for a lightweight, though? You know what, 6'1" for
6'1", yeah.
Lightweight. Well,
Leon Edwards is 6'2", isn't he?
Isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I used to fight at 145, but like, nah.
A lot of weight.
It's a lot of dieting to do, man. I like my burgers and stuff. So.
Burgers and Guinness, man.
Burgers and Guinness, yeah, exactly. No, so yeah, we're a good move to like 155. I've had like I've been a lot better at that weight. I think it's not more to my natural weight as well. So
had some success as well, man. You were 8-fight unbeaten streak going into this first fight in Bellator that you had last week, like I said, and unfortunately it didn't go your way this time. But I'm sure you're looking forward to the next one coming up. What sort of deal have you got with them there at Bellator?
So we're just waiting till we are back on a couple of bits, but it looks like I'll be fighting either on that or the PFL Europe again. So yeah, it'll be nice to get back on there, and like I feel like I proved myself already. So like, and I'm an exciting fighter. I don't mind saying that because I know I like you said.
No boring fights.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah,
I can vouch for that. Like I
Mm.
said, the guy who fights with it out on the sleeve just does not stop coming. Just keep going. I mean, the amount of cardio training you must have to put in for that is unbelievable. Mate, because I've been in preparation for this, watched a couple of your fights, and you just don't fucking stop, man.
Well, I don't. I feel like if I'm taking a back step, I'm going to get hit. So if I'm moving forward, like I'm sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't like getting it. I might look like I do, but I don't. Just try and savor these good looks, you know.
Well, that's it, man. You know, when you've got people like Leon Edwards to impress in elevators, man.
Yeah, exactly.
How did all that come about then?
What's that?
The short notice fight.
Danny just messaged me. He said 2 things. He said, "Can you get fit in like a week? And how's your nose?" And I was like, "I could get fit in a week. Like, I'm fit now." I genuinely always say I could do like sort of 3 rounds if I had to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's a difference between like fight fit and obviously like general fitness. But I'm like, yeah, mate, I'll take whatever you've got coming. Like, I've been getting ready. And I said my nose were all right, but like I think I broke it like 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
But I didn't go to hospital, obviously, as you don't.
Heavy sparring.
Yeah. So like it just felt like it was moving about a lot. And then actually, first thing I did once I left the cage, I got back to my phone. I messaged Danny and said, "Turns out my nose wasn't all right."
And it's even fucking worse now.
It's just like sent like yeah, so it's even worse now. So I'm gonna let that heal up for a bit, and then we'll take it from there. Either PFL Europe, Bellator.
Fair enough. Is that a thing that you like to do? Do you always keep yourself in? Obviously not peak octagon fitness, but close to. You're not a guy that sort of fucking, as soon as he's had a fight, he puts everything down, stops training for a bit, starts eating burgers and drinking Guinness, like you say. To excess. You don't do that. Is it just sort of keep yourself nearly?
Yeah. So I'll obviously have like a week where I just overdo it.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah. As soon as I start feeling like a bit fluffy, you know, I'll start.
It's time to get your back in game.
I never get to 80 kilo ever. I was like around 78. So I always feel better.
You don't do a paddy then.
No.
That boy enjoyed himself.
Crazy, like.
But you know, I had this thought that what we spoke about this day as well. Do you know when you are so much heavier, most of the time, even when you're like training and stuff, does that give you advantage when you drop weight then?
I don't know. I think it's the other way, because if you're say 84 kilos, and you're going to make 70 in 12 weeks, most of your camp's going to be like.
Weight
like
cutting.
Fat camp. Yeah. You're just going to spend a lot of your time. You spend a lot of years like.
Fuck you looking at?
Fucking hell. So that left eye going, then you come.
Straight away and all. Like, no telling you, man. Just like straight in. Yeah,
You're paranoid.
I don't feel like you will get an advantage from it.
Yeah.
Like, surely if like you're naturally gonna be like 78 kilos, you're gonna be heavier than when you fight anyway.
Yeah, because I find it strange. Most of like lightweights, if you look like, especially in UFC, you can name, all day. I sit and just name names because they're all walking around like they fight at 155. And then they walk around with close to 200, and you think, "Hold on, what's going on?" Yeah. How do they do it then? I don't get it. And is there advantage, or are they just like you say, like fucking burgers, or what is it?
If they get it wrong though, they're kind of in big trouble, aren't they?
Yeah, well, Khabib ended up in hospital once, didn't he?
So be able to perform all that to the maximum.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like what you've just said, you spend all you can bloody cutting weight rather than actually training.
It's crazy. You're concentrating on too much on just trying.
Khabib ended up in hospital, even if they do them drips and everything, and he still end up in hospital. His organs shut down.
Yeah. He's proper dangerous. Obviously, weight cutting. It's an art form in itself.
Yeah.
And like
not an enjoyable one.
It's not. But the more you've got to do, then the less enjoyable it's going to be, isn't it?
I suppose it's good for for discipline and stuff like that as well. And it's good, it's good for mindset and things like that for you to have to do things like that and to know that you can do it when you need to. You've got that discipline, you've got that determination to be able to do it. It helps you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
ONE FC. We spoke about this long time in a podcast. Basically, one of the fighters died. He dehydrated himself that bad. He died, I think, in 2016 or whatever. So they tried to solve this problem, and do you remember? Like they created I think 3 weigh-ins. One is a week before fight, then another one is like 2 days, isn't it? And then another one is on fight day. So like 4 hours, I think, before fight. And if you don't make weight, you get fined twice, I think. Third time, you're banned from that weight division.
Yeah.
So it's like they're really, really strict with that.
Actually, that's the first time I've sort of experienced that, and I know they do like a water test as well, don't they?
Yeah.
Bellator weighed you every single day leading up to the fight.
Did they?
Yeah. Every single day up to the weight.
So they do something similar as well.
Yeah. And I was talking to Liam Cann about it, and he said the same thing. He says so they can track that you was never going to make the weight in the first place. So if you miss weight once, you're not allowed to fight that weight division. You're going to fight up.
Jesus.
Which is good because it stops people from
because
massive.
It's a shame that they don't do have that as a blanket rule, and do you not think it's all different organisations?
Yeah, I think it should be blanket rule as well.
It's definitely safer, isn't it?
Because
go on.
No, I said that before as well. If you're a fighter, you'll do whatever it takes, and you don't. If somebody's gonna say, "Oh, it's bad for you," it's all right. You know what? Fighting is bad for me, so fucking what? You're just gonna do it, aren't you?
Yeah.
So risk reward, innit?
Yeah, and once they say, "Oh, your performance might suffer," then you go, "Oh, okay, oh shit."
Yeah. Exactly. That's how I feel. Like I'd rather perform better than be bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It don't make sense. Like getting in there and feeling shit and lethargic, and no, I don't really want to be here after you've done a terrible weight cut.
Yeah.
And then rather than feeling good and probably being a couple kilos lighter, it's not even going to make that much difference anyway.
Yeah.
Like if you've ever sparred anyone, like you'll know like weight classes. Obviously they matter like a fraction at the top, but a couple kilos ain't going to make a difference compared to performance.
Yeah. One of your fighters didn't make weight, didn't he? Was he 157?
I had like 3 in a row.
3 in a row.
3 guys missed weight in a row. Yeah. So, the last guy I fought before Alfie, he didn't even bother cutting weight. He was like, "You're like, I ain't got bath don't get hot enough or whatever." So I goes, "You know what? I don't care. It's not like I'm not gonna fight you now."
Yeah.
So he came in like 3 and a bit kilo over.
Which is a lot.
It is a lot, yeah, it is a lot. I didn't care anyway. I'm like, it's been right. Take some of his money. And then the PFL, he came in like a couple pound over, and then the guy before came in like a pound over. So I had like 3 people.
Good for you.
A bit of extra money, yeah.
Alfie, he came in, he'd not weighed in. So he got closer and closer and closer, and I'm like, "Oh fucking hell! I hope I get some of his purse." And then I saw it like we posted like 5 minutes later. "Oh yeah, I made weight," and that. Oh fuck!
so close to some free money.
So close.
Yeah, you're gonna get it, you bastard.
Yeah.
Let's rewind it back to Belfast last week, then, mate. I see how you said it was Bellator debut. Did it feel bigger than your previous ones, like your cage steel stuff, your BMF stuff, and that? Did it feel bigger? Did it feel like it were another level, stuff like that? Obviously, walking into an elevated scene, Leon Edwards straight away. That's one step in it, I suppose. So we were speaking to Tom Crosby the other week, and he was saying that's sort of different. He felt when it went in Bellator, it all seemed a lot more professional, a lot more. I don't want to say professional because I don't want to put down these organisations that do other things and that. I know, but I suppose the work to the means, don't they? It's getting quite big now, Bellator, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, since PFL have bought it out and stuff, is still trading as Bellator or whatever. But did it feel much bigger for you?
Yeah, it did. It was the excitement all week was like I started to like tone it down, like because I felt like even though I was there, I felt like I deserved it. Not that I'd been given like an opportunity just to work. Or something. I felt like I deserved this moment and like I'd earned it. You know what I mean? Throughout my career, like
I agree. Some good wins, and like I say, going into that on an eight fight unbeaten streak, it's you say you've earned that position, man. Yeah.
I definitely thought I had, and I definitely carried a bit of excitement like into the cage because I'm walking out, I was just happy to be there. Like,
but that's a good thing, isn't it?
More pressure, more nerves, or not? No.
It's like really weird. Like. Obviously, for every fight, as soon as I get given a name, I shit myself. I'm like, I don't want to do this. Why am I doing this? And I have to talk myself into doing it first.
Start overthinking it, watching all his fights, and thinking, "Fuck, what am I gonna do?"
Sometimes, like on a short notice one, I followed him for years, Alfie, because I like his style. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's been around a lot longer than I have. So I was a bit not like a fan, but you know what I mean. I'm a fan of like his style.
Well, he's got like twice as many fights as you in Bellator.
Yeah.
Career wise, so
I knew how we fought anyway, so I didn't need to go and watch loads of videos on him and stuff like that.
Well, to me, Oscar, you come across as a guy who it doesn't really matter how opponent fights, you fight how you fight, and that's fucking it. And it to be honest, from what I've seen,
I mean, look at that. You got like two. Like high level strikers, and we grappled for like a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like you never know how MMA is gonna go.
Kind of
like,
cancel each other out a little bit.
I think it must be. You know what I mean? Like because like he were winning in some parts of the striking, I were winning in some parts of the striking.
Yeah.
So as soon as obviously being a better striker, as soon as you feel like you're down, you kind of feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like right, I've got option 2 here. I could get a takedown, score. Do what you have to do. The same when you get like 2 BJJ black belts. A lot of the time they'll probably just have a kickboxing fight.
Yeah,
like
because nobody wants to go down. Yeah,
because they don't want to go on ground. Because that's where the danger is. They might feel like they're a better striker than the other one. And I think
that makes sense.
That's happened. Yeah, that kind of happened with us. Like say you got outlays like world champion kickboxer and stuff like that, and like I'm a striker, and we both, if we were to fight anyone else, we'd try to keep the fight on the feet. But like
you're more aggressive than him. You're a more aggressive fighter than him. Is that from like a Muay Thai style, isn't it? More Muay Thai.
That was my game plan going into it because he likes his space, he likes his distance, footwork, and all that sort of stuff. So I knew I had to put my foot on the pedal. A lot of the times, like if I got a guy coming forward, I'll do his style and I'll move because I'm taller. Obviously, I can keep the distance.
Yeah.
It just depends on the fighter. I had a few different plans going into that fight. Just so I make sure I beat him right on the feet, and then not one of them went to the ground. I was like every single one was like plan A to Z was like stand up, and
went straight to ground.
Went to the ground, but it went like a boring on ground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we worked and stuff, so. Yeah, it's even exciting when it's on the ground.
I like watching people on ground because I just watch the skill because then it's pure skill, isn't it? There is nothing else. You have no height, weight advantage. It's pure skill, and I love watching it.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I can sit there for 10 minutes and just watch.
Well, 10, maybe 2. 2's all right, and then get them fucking back up and start punching again.
If not what's going on, they tend to.
Oh, if they just
lads, let's go. Let's have some.
They got to do something. Yeah, they got to move, don't they? But
you've got to appreciate crafting it, aren't you? But for me, it's always better when it's stood up. But you do appreciate as long as there's right balance between stand up and
I agree
and wrestling.
How do you think it went in general that fight? Then how did you feel? Did you we've been short notice? Did you not unprepared? But we like as you were going through motions with him fight, were you not knackered? But do you know what I mean? Did you feel unprepared when you were in there or not? Or is it like fight mode and it's like you're good to go and that's it?
I surprised myself.
Did you?
Like finished the first round, and I wasn't really thinking about like my gas tank or anything like that. Finished the second round. I looked over and he looked knackered. I'm like, I'm not even tired.
Well, we said this before. You look like a guy that sort of grows into fights yourself anyway.
Yeah,
sort of.
I might need to change that up a little bit. I might just start the first like I start the third.
Well, that's when if you start getting caught in fucking first minute of round one, then you'll definitely have to change it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does seem a bit a sort of a theme of it. And then come rounds 2 or 3 in 3-round fights that you have, you seem to sort of start dominating then more so than right at the beginning.
With your cardio and you
yeah.
I think it works for you because you know what the guy gonna do in the second round as well, don't you? You already sussed him out, so you go, okay, I'll do this and that, and kind of.
Yeah, it would definitely. I give him a lot of respect for his kicks, to start the fight out. Well, obviously looking back, hindsight's a good thing. I'd have started the first like I started the second, and put it on him a little bit more
pressure in second, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I rushed back home last Friday to watch it. I watched it. Good
Yeah, I missed it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know, all your fights, like you just mentioned, they seem to be go 3 rounds, and you never seem to be tired. Like I said, you never think about gas tank, and now it was so last minutes basically you took this fight. Did that matter you with your stamina? Did that bother you at all, your endurance, or you just gone down?
No,
it is what it is.
Yeah, I sort of told myself before a fight, I was like, I know I can do it because I've done it time and time again.
Yeah,
like I've finished a 3-round fight and been like, I could do 5. Not that I want to. I don't want to do 5. 3's enough. I get injured enough to 3.
It seemed like hard work.
But is that like a natural thing to you, that you just have this gas tank in you, or you actually work on it for it all the time?
Oh yeah, I work a lot on my cardio.
You work a lot on your cardio. Yeah.
I lost a fight. It was a title fight. Back when I amateur kickboxing, and it was like a 5 2-minute round fight, and I just thought I was going to run through the guy, and he was a really good fighter, and I gassed. Okay. And ever since then, I've like, you've got any excuse in a fight, like, you know what I mean? People get caught, people get knocked out, people get, in submission,
stuff can happen,
mistakes. The only excuse you can't have is gassing.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion, like, you can't, because it's all on you. It's
Yeah,
like
you
missing
can
weight.
prepare for it.
It's all on you. You decide what you put in your gob.
Yeah.
You decide if, like, I can't be asked going out for a run or whatever. So it's like the only deciding
Does that lead to
factor.
like a psychological panic then when you feel yourself gassing, you think, shit, I've got 2 more minutes to go. You got Danny outside at fucking cage shouting, you've got fucking 2 minutes left, give it all and stuff like that, and you're gassing. Are you psychologically thinking, fuck?
Yeah, that's the stuff that haunts me, like Danny shouting at me. You know what I mean? Would you want them like shouting at you?
No, not really.
Does he shout much though, Danny? He don't come across like that.
You can hear him in fights.
in fights.
He's very like cool and calm.
Yeah,
he's like,
he is.
Very level.
He's nice to have in a corner because he says stuff clearly and loud, and like you can hear him, and them instructions like they save your life sometimes. You know what I mean? So
I can never hear other corner. I always hear Danny. I'm like, oh, Danny's there.
Yeah. I think the time he shouted at me, I broke my jaw in fight, and I got through. I broke my jaw in first round, and they were like, right, you need to knock him out now. Bite down your gum shield, knock him out. I didn't knock him out, and I got dropped. Oh. And then I went into the third round, and he went, right, stop fucking about now. Take him down and submit him. And I'm like, yes, Danny. I'm sorry, mate.
Get your fucking act together, Dick. Come on.
Sensei. Bit of hard love,
Did it work?
Oh, one.
Excellent.
So it worked.
Great coach,
worked,
Danny.
yeah.
Well done, Danny Mitchell. Great coach.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you're talking about these championship fights you've had. You're a three times champion from various small promotions, and is that something that you're looking to in this? Well, obviously everybody's got that ambition. What's next for you? Are you concentrating now on Bellator promotion a bit, or where do you want to go? How far do you want to take it?
Just as far as possible. Like I'm 29, you know what I mean? I'm not going to get any younger, so I want to see how far I can go. I want like a world title in a big organisation. That's my goal that I'm wanting to achieve. Whether it's PFL, like Bellator, Octagon, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Just a big promotion. Yeah. Something I can look back at and be like that's my legacy, you know? Like, so as I've been getting like these title fights, I didn't really have time to admire my work. You know what I mean? I was like, right, next one.
Look back when it's done.
I got injured, I had to have time away. My mate said something to me. you're like, just take a minute to see what you've achieved and what that you can achieve in the next few years. And I was like, you know what? In a short space of time, I had a lot of high level fights.
Yeah.
So it's like there's nothing to stop from moving forward and doing the exact same thing again. What you think's your goalpost, you can always go further.
Of course you can. Of course you can.
That's my thing. I want to be a world champion, either Bellator, PFL. I don't care what.
Don't matter what it is, as long as that strap's on there.
I've just got that in my head, and I know that'll be there one day. So.
No, fair enough. Well, speaking of writing your name into things, you've achieved one thing that will never be erased, is that you are the opening fight on PFL Europe's first ever card. What a fight it was, by the way, against Lewis Monarch. I watched that back today. And it was a great fight, man. Both of you just going hammer and tone, mate. I mean, it was a great advert for opening for PFL Europe. I bet they were rubbing hands together thinking we've hit fucking nail on head here. They were a great fight, man. How did that feel? Was that good?
That were amazing. Because that were they asked me to. So his coach asked me to fight like Lewis. Yeah.
Chris was telling me about this earlier. I'm gonna say you were a bit more educated than me on this. But you were telling me about they sort of handpicked you for their opponent, didn't they? For their fighter's opponent, and that.
Yeah.
So obviously there might have been a little bit of thing in back of the head. Sorry, back of the head thinking that you might have been a guy that they can take out, but obviously you dominated that fight, man.
Yeah. That's it. That was a crazy experience. That was the first like big show that I'd been on. Obviously, I fought on Cage Warriors, but there were no crowd or anything like that through lockdown. Yeah. So I went out there and it was like, that were like a shock to the system sort of thing.
Yeah, it was definitely a good atmosphere there,
Yeah, it was
That
crazy.
was in Newcastle, is that right?
Yeah.
He was a local guy, you know.
He was a Sunderland kid, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's from Sunderland. I tell you what, hard as out from Sunderland. Yeah. I fought a few guys from Sunderland, they're very hard. I don't know what it is in water up there.
Yeah, but you won that one, and you know what was...
up there, mate.
That's it, innit? Yeah.
I was surprised, and it was split decision. I thought one of the judges. what were you smoking, mate? What the fuck? You were clear win. I think.
This is the thing. Like it's, I thought I'd won two, like quite clear. I knew I'd lost the first. I thought I won 2 and 3 quite.
Yeah, absolutely. No argument. It was just,
I even coasted a little bit when I shouldn't have done. It's like in that third round, like I know I'm in a good position. I'm up. He's got to work to get up now. So I've won this fight. But like looking back and being a split decision, it's like I really need to get clued up on like how you're gonna like score stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of the game because I thought I've got a good idea on how to score stuff.
Your fight management and that as well.
You need to clearly win rounds.
Yeah, but like in PFL or Bellator, who are the judges?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Were you kind of worried would have been up round his neck at Woods then? Would it been up northeast? Were you kind of thinking in your head it could?
Yeah, it could. Yeah.
And are they ex-fighters? That's what really my question is.
Do
they have a
the
clue?
crowd can cheer, and give like sort of an idea that like something's happened that might not have. It's all that goes to like the advantage of the home guy, isn't it? So that it could be.
Yeah, it was a super exciting fight, mate. They were both looking at there, but there's a lot of kicks and a lot of knees and stuff coming from your bodies. You see a throat combos and then throat kicking with a tiny airplane. It looks fucking so hard to get your leg that fucking high after you've just throat combo.
He just had like tree trunk legs. I think he fought at the start of that year at middleweight.
Yeah.
Like I said about like fat camp and that, he must have like cut down a lot to fight from like middleweight and then get back and fight at lightweight. I think he only just missed weight anyway. But
Dan Hardy was singing your praises on commentary, wasn't he? He was saying, "Oh, what a fight! We've got some great young fighters."
Yeah. Well, get me back on then.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting.
Yeah, because after then you didn't get fight for a long time. They will promise you another fight, but you didn't get it, didn't you?
You went back to BMF after that for the next one, didn't you?
How does it work on that? You think if somebody throws in a good performance and it's such a big event as well?
Well, they promised you a fight, didn't they? They did promise you a fight.
Well, we had the same conversation with Danny, didn't we, when he did that twister move? When Danny did that twister, pulled it out, only one that ever been in Bellator, then didn't have another fight after that. We asked him the same kind of question. He said, well, who's fucking making these decisions?
Yeah. I know, you know what it is? I think it's like, he's got like 10,000 followers on Instagram. He's got 20. Well, we'll pick the guy who's got 20,000. Right. I think a lot of it
promotional
is
purpose.
Could be that, yeah.
Yeah. Even though he might be boring as all.
He's talking shit on mic, on camera.
Yeah.
Let's pick him. Yeah.
That's it. It's a business in itself.
You could be right in there. Yeah, I didn't think like that. Yeah, at all. Yeah.
So not taking enough selfies, man.
I need to take some more naked selfies. Bang, set up an OnlyFans.
Why not?
Subscribe here.
Yeah, subscribe.
Link in comments.
Ginger fluffy. That's it.
Who can resist that? And that's last cheeky remark I'm going to say. But it's all good. You recently went to Thailand with lads from AVT as well, did you?
Yeah.
That any good?
Mint. I can't wait. We've already got a group chat and it's like straight away we're like, when are we going again?
Yeah.
Then it's like, I'm on it, I'm booking it for next year. So we're going to go, I think January next year.
Yeah, start year again. Try and make it an annual little jaunt for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, like a couple of weeks isn't enough. I want to go like either a couple times a year or for longer.
Did you do a lot of training up there as well? Did you reckon? Did you learn some stuff? Did a lot of benefit for you?
Yeah, we're really good. Just like the little details of stuff that like you pick up
And
it's
that
like
matter
different
in the
training
fight,
methods and that. Yeah, the MMA classes are awesome out there, and the sparring is my only issue because it's like Russian roulette. So it's like you could go like with a guy who's had like a couple of amateur fights, and then next you've like got like an undefeated Chechen wrestler. You know what I mean? It's like you can't really tell what's going to go on. It's sort of like you just start picking guys and that at the start of the week.
You've got this little Thai guy, and the next one want Merab Devashili there or something like that.
Yeah.
Next up, you're up against Merab. Oh shit!
Exactly, and that's it. I think they tend to like not do like the general sparring with like they pick their sparring partners, which is smart. 'Cause like I say, you just get some wild like people out there. Yeah. So it's a smart way to do it. But I love Thailand, man. It's just everything about it, the culture and everything. I'd love to live out there.
Well, Dennis said it's the best place on earth.
I went about 7 years ago, just for a couple of weeks. My missus's mum and dad lived out there. So we were promised a holiday every year, and then they selfishly split up. So like, you know what I mean? I haven't been back since. So that was the first time. I know, fucking no.
Can't get in touch.
Well, they just moved out. They moved out away from Thailand after the split. Moved back to England, so I can't really go on holiday in like Busbury, you know. So,
It's not the same.
It's just not the same. It's not as warm.
The MMA classes are not quite as fucking but they try.
Yeah.
What do you do for your camp then, leading up to a fight? Is it how much of it would you say is AVT, and is it a gym in Sheffield as well?
Yeah, so I do my striking over in Sheffield at Pride Martial Arts. I worked with Dale for about 3 or 4 years. He's not really worked with MMA fighters before, but like a lot of the time when you get a Thai coach, they try and change you and make you do Thai. Whether Dale from off the bat, he will like, right, sort of like show me what you've got, sort of thing, and I'll work with you and work my style into with you.
Oh, that's
and
cool,
we
man.
work really well together. We get
is
along
good,
really
yeah.
well and all. Yeah, so I go to him at least once a week, every week, and then I'm mostly AVT. So like, even though I'm a striker, my majority of my training is grappling.
Yeah,
Oh, is it?
AVT,
Alright.
Yeah. So and obviously AVT is probably, I'd say it's one of the best sort of like grappling gyms in country.
Yeah.
And I mean, they win like everything on grappling shows and that. So there's some really high level on the mat.
So you've got a great mix then.
Yeah,
Both,
yeah.
yeah.
And they've got the Yorkshire wrestling team as well. So like you get your wrestling in, you get your jits in.
Is that something that you really enjoy as well, doing different disciplines all the time? Obviously striking's obviously your natural one because that's what style of fight you are. But you enjoy learning and getting better at every other thing.
Yeah. I love grappling. To be fair, like it's you can learn something new every single day of your life, and you know what I mean. You're always a student.
Yeah.
You never learn everything, which I find fascinating.
Yeah,
it's like. Yeah, I was never good at school or like that. I can't learn shit. But like to be able to go in and learn something new every day, and it's like, I love it. It's mint.
It's your passion,
I might do some grappling tournaments. You never know. Every time I do them, I either get a fight or I get injured. I've got proper bad luck. I've never done a grappling tournament ever. It's like, and Danny, I've got a blue belt. Like,
because they do that at AVT, don't they, all the time?
Yeah. They've got stuff and like
it's a proper sambo mat, isn't it?
Stuff.
Yeah.
They've got all that sort of stuff on. I know Robbie did. he had a fight, and then like the week after he would do like a Sambo tournament and won it. He's a beast, that guy.
That's Robbie Kennedy.
Yeah. He don't care him. He's like, he just loves fighting.
He's a good lad, isn't he?
Yeah.
He comes across really well, Robbie.
Yeah, we're going to have a sit down with Robbie. So when we were talking to Danny and Tom last week, you were having a bit of a sparring there with Robbie, who's obviously a light heavyweight.
Yeah.
Do you like fighting bigger guys to warm up and stuff like that? I say like fighting, I suppose it might be a bit of a wrong way to ask it, but you know.
I mean, like he's not going full on like do me in, but
I honestly had
his style really good because he's that like sort of kickboxing style, like you know what I mean. So
he's a good training partner.
His feet type.
Yeah.
Moves
So
quite a lot.
good to get a move around with him. I know I can trust Robbie as well. Well, I can trust a lot of the guys at ABC. Like they're not going to injure you, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a good environment. I know a lot of gyms, they're just sparring day, they're knocking each other out.
Yeah.
And like I've done that, you know. I want my brain still.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
When it's-
of course, yeah.
It's important to find a fucking base where you feel at home as well, like, isn't it? So if you're feeling that there at AVT, then that's good. And you're going on holidays, you're going jorts to Thailand together. You know what I mean? They're in your corner when you're fighting and that, and you're having a good time week in, week out on training. That's what you want, man.
Yeah,
you need to feel at
100%.
home, innit? You need to feel comfortable in all that stuff. Are you still having 30 tinnies before each fight, or?
Yeah, I cut down a little bit, like, cause I were a bit fat, so I cut down to 28 before a fight.
I might have had a little watch of that 3-part documentary. Like, 30 tinnies,
Really good, that documentary. Really, we enjoyed that documentary.
Yeah.
Which one was it? The first
I
one.
watched both of them.
I watched all three.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's three of them.
Nice. Yeah. Shout out Ben Robinson visuals.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, is that your mate? He's done it really well. It's
job,
really
yeah.
well put together,
I used
isn't
to
it?
train him. I known him since we were 14. So like he come into the old gym that I worked at, and then I like started like training him and stuff, and he used to come to my classes there, and he was always doing like photography and that and like videography, and then he just started like doing these videos off for himself. He loves it. He absolutely loves it, and like. Obviously, I took him to Newcastle at PFL, and he came for that. He came with me to Bellator, and he's fucking.
Is that the guy that got
he's
that?
like, I've got the best job in the world.
Is that him who got the shot of the end at fight then in third round?
No, that he weren't allowed to take his camera in.
God, that
He was fuming and all.
Oh, did he?
picture, mate.
So I've never seen anybody so happy to have the face fucking bust open. Not even great. It's a great picture.
Smile on your face.
I'm lost as well.
He's
Yeah.
knackered on floor behind you. Looks like you've just demolished it.
It does. It really does. It really does.
I
It
think
really.
it's a great picture. That tells
I'm
me.
going to tell my kids I won that fight. Show them that.
You've got to enjoy what you do. You'll get away with it because it definitely looked like you
It
did.
looks like it does look like I won.
Yeah, it's a big difference if you like lose and you sit there, you know, with the face down and think, fuck. But when you walk out with a smile on your face, everybody's probably cheering more to you than, you know, to the guy that won. And they're like, look at this guy. He doesn't give a fuck.
Does it actually feel like a loss though? You know, if you lose but you go out on your shield type or you're getting stronger as fights, it's not like you've been wiped out. Does it actually feel like a loss though, or how do you?
I mean, it's still a bit bitter, isn't it? But it's not like, I mean, I put in the work fucking over the years, but it's not like I put in the work and I'd done like a 16-week camp and I'd like sacrificed my life for it. You know what I mean? It's like I took it on short notice. I did my best, and that's why I always said like, as long as I do my best, I don't care. Like
Yeah.
I know. Like yeah, we can all fight. We can all like put in the work, but I think it's like on actual fight night, whether you turn up or not, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
And it's like as long as I do my absolute best, I don't care if I lose. I'd rather do that. And I even says, so it was really weird. The few nights leading up to the fight, I kept having dreams like that I'd sort of have an opportunity to quit in the fight, and I took it.
Oh,
So
fuck.
like I got an injury and I was like, oh, it's over. Like I got caught in a submission and I tapped early. And I like sort of, and this were like really like haunting me. You know what I mean? Because I thought like, oh God, if it happens in the fight,
Yeah.
and I kept like it going over and over and over it for like days leading up to the fight. And then on the last night, I didn't have that dream anymore. And then I got in the fight and I had that opportunity in my head to quit. You know, I think he got me in a submission. Oh no, he knocked me down in like the first 10 seconds or something. And like I got into a bad spot, and that same like voice went through my head. Like, oh, this is your opportunity to like give up now.
Fuck me.
And then it's like the same sort of voice said like, fuck that. I'm not losing to this guy.
But in the morning, when
No
you get up, you
chance.
probably think, what the fuck was that one? Don't you? Like,
It were horrible. Like it was, like I say, it were like haunting me. I was like,
The old devil angel scenario.
yeah.
and
it
it's
were
funny you say that because few of your opponents, they didn't quit their corner quit, didn't they?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What was Dave? No, Harris Davis.
Oh right, yeah.
His
yeah.
corner, they threw in
that
the
were
towel.
Doctors, that one.
Oh, the
yeah,
Doctors.
Yeah. Doctors pulled him out of that one. But his like eyebrow had completely
Yeah,
come off
yeah.
his face. Like that, it was right bad. That
He didn't want to
well
quit though,
bad.
didn't he? He was proper warrior.
It were, yeah,
Fucking
well
hell.
hard.
Yeah.
Well
well
elbow.
hard. Yeah, a few elbows.
That'll do
I
it.
cut him with the first one, and then like obviously I saw him bleeding, so I just kept going for it.
I'm
and
sure he
it's
did
like,
that in first round. I'm sure it was first round.
Yeah. And it went 3 rounds. Didn't
Yeah,
it? That
yeah,
was a
yeah.
5-round fight though. That.
Oh, was it?
So that's why he got cold after
Well, that
the
title
third
fight
round.
then.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
Yeah.
Or a title fight that.
And I can't remember, but somebody else as well. Well, they didn't quit though. Their corner quit or something as well.
Oh yeah. Like Dan Gibbon, I think.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that were.
Yeah, but you dominated that fight. Fucking hell. You smashed the guy.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna smash me. I was going into the fight, I was like, shit, this guy's been around a long time.
Yeah.
I was like 3-2 or something.
Do you think that makes you perform better than if you think you're underdog? If you think you're gonna get beat, do you think that makes you stand up better, or do you get a
Just
bit
work
complacent if you're favourite or anything like that?
You know what? I always like being an underdog because it's not that there's no pressure. It's just when you fight someone who's sort of like not on your caliber, people don't expect you just to win. They expect you to win in style, and it makes you do sort of like the stuff that you wouldn't normally do.
Risky
Pressure,
things.
Different kind of pressure, yeah.
It's like you sort of you've got to win in like a fashion that's like, oh yeah, it's amazing. You know what I mean? And there is like that sort of. But again, I think that's just you putting it on yourself.
It doesn't always pan out like that, does it?
Yeah,
It don't matter how hard it is.
Yeah, that's it. Like you don't expect to get your jaw broke in first round.
No. Well, saying that you are in a fight, so it's always a possibility.
No, I've never known anyone get the jaw broke. Like, it's a weird one.
What have you been like with injuries then, in general?
Yeah, good. I just.
Is it like anything major, or is it all? Well, obviously it's maybe broken bones, or
It says to get to 29. You must have had
recently, or
just like through your career. Have you been in?
I think I've done everything.
Have
I think I've done it. I think. You know when I go to doctors and they say, can we have like a 3-year list of like, if you got all day, and like, I think I've done every single joint in my body. So I'm like a fully unqualified,
physiotherapist.
I couldn't say it. Punch drunk, yeah. I'm like a full unqualified physio. So yeah, done like loads of stuff. I think the worst one I've done were my knee. I like tore my meniscus in like 2 places. I had to have it fully like rebuilt. That took me out for about 9 months.
God, it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that all right now? It still haunts you a bit, or?
No, it's I think it's probably better than my left.
Okay.
It's that strong now.
So the doctor's done a good job, yeah. Oh, that's good.
We have to fucking do other one then.
I'll just even it up a little bit.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Even it up just that little bit.
Fucking hell.
So as well as competing, mate. As well as competing, are you a fan as well? Do you still watch? Do you keep on top of it? Is there anybody that you look out for? Would it be in PFL, Bellator, UFC, anything like that? Are you also still a fan, or is it just concentrate on competing?
I don't get a massive amount of like sort of time because when I'm at home, my last wants to watch like crap on TV unless it's like one of my mates fighting, I can blag it a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not like I'm a fan of the sport, but I don't follow it as much as I should do.
Yeah.
It's,
It's understandable, I say, when you're constantly training and that's your life. And because, like, for us, obviously, we do different things all the time. We do this thing, but we enjoy watching it as fans. But when you're there every day, all day, I suppose, you need to get into different things.
I get behind the British fighters, though, massively. Like Paul Daly was my all-time favourite fighter. Like,
brilliant left-hander. Isn't he?
And your new best friend Leon Edwards, obviously.
Leon, of course, yeah. I don't miss Leon Edwards fighting and that.
Well, UK scene, man, it's growing, isn't it? It is growing. So we've got a couple of champions now. Tom Aspinall, as well in UFC, along with Leon. And then there's a few people coming through it.
There's going to be many more as well. Like you can tell the level of like. all we needed to do was learn how to wrestle in the UK. And now they've learned how to wrestle like with the rest of the world.
Yeah, we've always been able to throw bombs, but apart from that, it's just catching up with grappling and that and wrestling.
Yeah, 100%. So like, yeah, I think it's gonna be one of them things. I think we're gonna see a lot more UFC champions come from the UK.
Yeah,
all combat sports at the minute's booming, isn't it, in UK? Yeah, boxing's kind of getting its arse back together again.
Yeah, they're trying out there. I think they realised that it were flagging a bit, wasn't it, boxing? And I think they are trying to pull it around a bit with all this Saudi money helping that as well. I think.
Bare knuckle stuff as well. It's everything seems to be like pumping.
Even power slap and stuff like that. That's fucking booming as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
I always see that. I was scrolling on Insta. I always see that power slap.
Well, we all see it because we're following Nina drama. That's why we fucking see it. Let's not lie to ourselves. That's I'm not a fan of power slap, to be fair. Like
I'm not as well.
It's a bit weird. Like
you watch it now and then, isn't it? It's like, oh, that guy got dropped.
Yeah. I think at first when it came on, it was like,
what the fuck?
Crazy.
Yeah,
but now it's like, someone else got knocked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it gets a bit samey, doesn't it?
Yeah. You can't really change it. It's just start doing backhanded power.
They don't even flinch though, do they? They don't even like. Some of them close their eyes as well. It's like, oh gee.
They might end up doing a foot slap or something, or something. Someone just do a roundhouse while they stood there, or something. I just have to stand there and take a roundhouse to the face or something.
It wouldn't surprise me.
No, man.
I'm struggling to understand why the fuck would they do that, because like you're a fighter and you thinking, you know what, I don't want to spar hard because I want to protect my head, and them lot fucking standing and waiting for the fucking slap to come in. I'm like, do you care what's in there? Or
CTE and it, like But I think the money's really good. So for some people.
Well, there you go.
If you're like, I ain't got brains anyway, I might as well just like you'll be rich and dumb.
Fucking smacked in mouth for some cash.
It's all Americans that do it. It's all Americans that do it, isn't
it? Yeah. Danny was saying a guy who he fought like some kind of champion on it now or something. I don't know who it was, like a guy with a beard. You might have seen him, but yeah.
We are picking up one or two American listeners, people, so let's not be too nasty about them, okay? We love our American brothers and sisters, by the way.
You were scouts of the week, mate.
Yeah, fuck
them.
them.
Worried about them than Americans.
They're closer.
Unless we get an invite to Next Gen, then I love you all.
Yeah.
Would you say you've got like a best mate within MMA then? Like out at gym or like that?
I don't know. We're all we're all really close. Like,
you and Robbie seem to have a right crack, don't you? He's always pissing about.
Me and Robbie have a good crack. Like, I don't know. It's a bit more like we're all sort of brothers. And as gay as it sounds, like you really are, because you go through like the worst bits together. I know we punch each other in the head. Like, that's our way. That's
each other's limbs off as well. But
that's just our way of saying hi,
I swear, there's people like us that pretend to know what they know about, and we talk about it and that, but there's only you guys that actually get into octagon and get fucking punched and kicked in the face over and over again that knows it. So there's a togetherness there, isn't there, that know about it. Like I say, there's us as fans, there's people who talk about it like we do. We'll never fucking know because I ain't got balls to get into an octagon, man. You know what I mean? I like to talk about it, but yeah, you're going to form that little special bond, like sort of thing, aren't you, with guys that you train with day in, day out and fight with, like,
It's like no other, really. It's crazy because, like I say, you go through some horrible sessions together. You put each other through your paces so that they can get ready enough to fight. And when they fight, if they win, you win. If they lose, you feel it. It's a bond like no other.
So now and then you will have them hard sparring sessions. It's not always just light sparring, isn't it?
Yeah. Sometimes we
you kind of have to go through it. Yeah,
it depends on the guy. Like say Tommy, when he's getting ready for a fight, he likes to spar harder.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'll be a punchy, but I don't care. but when I'm fighting, I just like to go steady because I don't want to get injured. Yeah. It's like we're all different, just to like move around or whatever. Yeah. It's good, but we work hard to try and get each other like to the best place we can.
Yeah, when you were sparring before the last fight, when we were did the podcast with Tom Cosby, and you two just walked into octagon, I was like, I had the best seat in the house. I just thought, fuck yes. So we were just talking. I just watching you two spar all the time.
I'm not going to lie, we thought that's going to look cool as fuck up back in this fucking podcast. When we put that on YouTube,
this is brilliant.
Just like sparring though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, he had a fight fucking same day, didn't he? Or next day or whatever it was.
Next day I think, or 2 days after, whatever it was.
Yeah. It's nuts. Like sparring's probably obviously the closest thing you're gonna have to have a fight, and you only get to fight like 3 times a year. It's not like football where you
week in, week out.
Yeah, week in, week out. It's rubbish really, because the maximum you're gonna do is 25 minutes, most 15 minutes. So it's like what, maximum 45 minutes a year if you have 3 fights.
Yeah.
It's not a long time in there. So sparring's like sort of fun. You know what I mean? Like,
So I bet it's so hard as well for some of you guys. I know some people will be all right with it, but some of you guys that'll just want to do it week in, week out as well, because it's your thing, especially if you have a fight and you win it quite easily in round 1 or something. Say first 30 seconds you win it, you think, I'm going to wait another 4 months for another one. No, that's a discipline in itself, isn't it? Just like holding back and not accepting, let's say, accepting another fight in another 2 weeks' time, which is going to put yourself at risk in it and stuff like that. I bet that's a difficult thing as well. For sure.
Like I've not fought since July, so I was really horrible to live with. Like my missus, like I know.
Don't
like,
apologise to her.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, she knows, she's used to me now. We've been
I like the honesty. I was
years.
really horrible to live with.
I'm horrible to live with when because it's like I do all this training and that, and then you can't fight. And so what's the point in doing all training if you can't fight? That's the one thing
Pisses you off.
You get to do and you get paid for. Yeah. It's like it's a nightmare. So obviously when this opportunity came up, I jumped at it without even hesitating. And I'd probably do it again, but I need to keep disciplined and not do it again. Like, have a little bit of time to sort of prepare for like high level opponents and stuff, so I don't keep picking up these losses.
Good. Well, we hope them high level fighters come. We do, mate, and we hope that Bellator or PFL and that get back in touch with you and keep giving you these contracts, mate. Yeah, we really do. We appreciate you coming down to talk to us, and we'd love to do it again. After if you have another fight, when you have another fight, obviously you're going to have one, man. Classy fighter to watch. Like I say, we all agree with it. It's entertainment at its fullest. It's type of fight that I like, that stands up and strikes. Loves to fight with his face. You'll stand there with a smile on your face. And you can end of every round when that Uta goes, man, giving him a little pat, man. It's fucking great entertainment, pal. And I love watching fighters like yourself, Oscar, and we appreciate you coming down here. Let's say I hope you get one of them big fat contracts to keep it going, mate.
Yeah, well, next time I come on, I'll be like talking about that.
Well, hopefully. And bring your belt into show us, man. So, well, thank you again for taking your time. Cheers,
Oscar.
Thank you.
The No Bones Podcast.